Oh my god, this episode's gonna be nothing of stuff I've never heard of. Comments are gonna be brutal. Generic Control and the Duck Goesmoo here, back with another nostalgic credit video. Today we're doing Disney Afternoon, which has been requested for a long time, and it is a long video. It is 44 minutes long, which I think also today, the same day this is going up, the 7 Deadly Schmucks video is going up, and that's like a 40-minute long video. So, holy crap, but thankfully I woke up early enough today, because I'm getting my sleep schedule straight, because I believe last time I recorded a nostalgic video, it was like 1 in the morning. So we're definitely trying to fix that, because I'm tired of going to sleep at 8 in the morning, but we can blame YouTube's copyright system for that. But I hope you had a wonderful day. You can check out last week's video, which was the Iron Giant. I'll leave it right up there. I'll also link down below in the description. I'll also be in a playlist on my channel with all of my other nostalgic reactions, going in chronological order. Most of them are about movies I have never even seen, or most of them I've never even heard of. I read all your comments, so let me know what the next video should be by liking somebody else's comment, or suggesting your own, which is completely fine as well. But let's go ahead and jump into this video, because it's 44 minutes long. Shout out to the patrons, they get the videos day early. Let me tell you, I have a paywall on the channel, but let's do it. Alright. This video has been requested for a long time, but it doesn't even have 500,000 views. And it's 3 years old, but I think it's a lot older than that, I'm guessing. Maybe it's not older than 3 years. The whole thumbnail just kind of looked like it. Heart Attack? That was, like Nightmare Before Christmas or something I've never seen. Yeah. Oh god. Oh lord. Oh, so maybe this is from 3 years ago, because there's also some stuff that's just like kind of current in there. Okay.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes.
Oh, children's what are those
Critic,
cards?
I don't think the girls in the 90s wore this many hair products. I look like Punky Brewster's recycling bin.
And why are my pants this baggy?
Also, why are all the logos on the back?
It's all part of the experience.
Why?
Let's sit down before it starts.
Before what starts?
All the
You're just
posters.
pressing play on the DVD player.
You don't
DVD?
understand.
What's
this
a
is the
DVD?
Disney Afternoon. There's a certain ritual to this. We act like we just got
What's
back from school, throw our belongings on the ground for our mothers to pick up, surround ourselves in high fructose corn syrup, and reward ourselves for dealing with the mental scars of our tremendously flawed education system.
Wait, aren't you talking about Disney's One Saturday Morning on ABC?
Fuck Disney's One Saturday Morning on ABC. That was just a carbon copy cartoon cock comparison compared to the Disney Afternoon.
Hey,
Never watched Disney.
Pepper
So.
Ann was good.
Okay, maybe one.
And Recess was decent.
Yeah, if you want to get technical.
What is Recess?
Well, Kim Possible, obviously, but
Never seen Kim Possible.
This in the Proud Family. Nobody disses the Proud Family while I'm around.
And there was
Oh
also
my god, the
that
No
other
Fear
show,
shirt.
Doug. Yeah, that was a pretty good cartoon
Doug.
series. You can't deny that must have had some sort of impact on your life.
What you're both missing is that the Disney Afternoon had a
I mean, I was
of magic and
in middle
wonder that
school
was
and
the perfect
kids were
blend of
discovering
all from a
South
long day
Park.
of schoolhouse popularity or
Sometimes we
awkward
call it
social
Stupid Jew.
punishment. So, if
A lot.
there's no
I've been called it a lot.
comparisons to lesser
A
forms
lot.
of art,
Because of Kyle.
we'll go ahead and get started.
Wow.
For the first time ever from 1990 to 1997, Disney took some of its hit syndicated shows and ran them with all new material in a 2-hour block called the Disney Afternoon. Sure,
I've
there were some
literally never heard of
reruns and
it.
Specials featuring the old classic Disney cartoons before then, but this was the first time
So
Disney
this is
put
Disney
a slew
After-
of new programming back to back in one.
Oh, it's Lion
glorious
King.
lineup.
Is that a Lion
Most
King
of it
show?
timeless, some of it not
Was
so
that,
much. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Oh, what was that called?
Let's look at Disney's first
Oh,
installment,
it's like
Gummy Bears.
Gollum. It's not Gollum. What is it? What? Disney's Adventures
And
of
yes,
Gummy
the
Bears?
first thing you're
With
thinking
an I, of
pops into
course.
Everybody else's head too. Why and or how do you make
Well, I mean,
a
the Gummy Bears
show
have two
based
eyes,
on a
but-
fruit snack whose head and limbs you disturbingly bite off? Well,
you don't
despite
bite
such
them
a
off
distracting
individually.
Commercial tie-in, the show surprisingly wasn't that bad. A lot of that had to deal with its bright colors, fantasy-focused environment, and a theme song
Oh.
sung by the most easily excitable group ever. Just listen to how into it these guys.
Why does that
it's
kid look
impossible not
familiar?
to get sucked in yourself.
I have no idea. They are the Gummy Bears. You're the Gummy Bear. Okay, the song is pretty good. I'll give him that. So, was this just like... Hopefully this isn't copywritten. It might be copywritten. God, today might be a really rough day for rendering videos if there's copyright issues. Because this and 7 Deadly Schmucks, if I have... It's gonna take almost an hour to
The
render
singer
each of those.
actually died on that very last note. He was that into it.
His life just gives out. The guy who took gummy bears too seriously.
The show centers around a boy named Kevin. He lives in a kingdom trying to be conquered by a
what
group
is his
of
name?
ogres led by the egotistical Duke.
King Gregor's
Dude.
castle will be nothing but a big pile of gravel. Get moving! Time is
Why would
money,
you want to turn a
or it
castle
would be
into
a
gravel?
river
Why don't you
paying
just make it your
Truth
own?
be told,
Castles
I
are
always thought the
expensive.
Duke through most of my childhood was just Skeletor before he lost his flesh. In fact, maybe this all takes place in the same universe, and Skeletor is just the Duke's ghost.
Tomorrow!
Oh my god, he's strong. Yeah, like, how are you just holding that?
Damn it! Now what flamboyant spectacle am I going to chase?
He-Man.
Kevin stumbles across the group of enchanted cereal mascots and learns of their secret weapon that can defeat the Duke. A liquid
Which
that
is
gives them super strength and jumping
Bears?
abilities called
Gummy berry juice.
Gummy berry juice.
Gummy berry juice.
Gummy Berry. They had to make a product out of
You know,
this.
Couldn't you come up with a better name for such a gigantic source of power? Wouldn't the Force lose a little bit of its magic if it was called something different?
You must
Maybe.
use the yummy Muffy Puffy.
Right.
Sure.
So it's a constant battle between
Never seen
our
Star
lovable
Wars.
plush toys and the
I know I say it
evil
every time, but there's
monsters and
somebody that
sorcerers
out there
that
that's
plague
first time
the
watching
land.
me. So
The show had an
hi.
innocence to it
Kyle.
that made it silly, but still pretty enjoyable. But maybe a lot of the show's intrigue came from
was
the
a
fact
big
that it
cannonball.
sounded like most
Or maybe
of
it's
the bears
actually
ate
catapult.
your favorite cartoon characters, like Garfield,
He's more homesick than we are.
Tigger,
Garfield.
Oh no, of course not, Cubby. That's just a story.
Natasha,
Gruffy Gummy, you have the
Who?
manners
I don't know
of a
who that is. I've literally never
Cody
seen her before.
Curtis,
Don't you tell me who I like and who I don't like.
and of course Nicolas Cage.
This is the way the
The
teddy
bees.
bears have their picnic, bitch.
Honestly, the show works so
What?
surprisingly well. I'm kind of wondering if Disney maybe should consider doing other shows based on bite-sized treats.
Oh no. The Doritos? I don't like Doritos. The Super Bowl genocide? The what?
But that was only the first show in the lineup.
Well, too bad they
Next was
can't get the
always
same dude to
popular
sing
DT.
song. DT. Not E ET.
Why don't you just say the title?
Because I have literally 24 years after its release have just now gotten the theme song out of my head, and I don't want to risk putting it back in my head by
DT.
possibly saying the title once
Dinner
more.
time? What?
You mean DuckTales?
DuckTales! Oh.
As many
People
of you
have told
know,
me-
I've talked about this show several times in the past on both my
Okay.
favorites of the story arc and, of course, my top 11 catchiest themes.
Should we call an ambulance?
I don't think I've
Still
actually
Abraham,
reacted to that
so
video.
I won't waste
Have we?
too much time
Have
on
I?
this
I don't think I have.
But we can talk a little bit about it. The show centered around Scrooge McDuck looking after Huey, Dewey, and Louie as their parents once
Wow.
again refused to take any responsibility for them. And all the adventures and crazy characters they
Oh,
encountered
man, well,
finding treasure.
there was,
It's
like,
sort of
some show on
Indiana Jones
Netflix.
meets Duckula. Does anyone
Oh
remember that?
god, what
Despite
was
the
it?
fact
It
that
was
the
like
focus of the
they were up
stories
in the
continued
Hamptons
to
and they were like
reward the
selling
1%, the show still kicks
like
ass
beach houses
even
and
years
stuff.
later, giving us
And
all
the
sorts
dude
of
had a
memorable
twin that showed
secondary
up
characters,
and they looked
like
identical
Launchpad,
and their name was
that
like a
Rich
rhyme with the
Duck,
other. I
that
literally
Inventor Duck, the
I went from
Chevy
laying in bed with my
Woodchuck
ex
Duck,
to
and
outside of my house. I
more
walked all the way
of
across my house
I
and
said
left the house.
characters,
I was so
remember, not the
done.
names. It's still smart, it's still creative, and it's still
So
enjoyable
yes,
like
I react like
it
this
has
off
just as
camera
much
too.
charm now as it did back then. But surely there must
I
be
literally
another
left
Disney
my house.
title
It was-
that also made a thumb-bleedingly
Man, well,
good
you,
Capcom
I'm sure
game.
somebody out there knows. Chippendale, not the kind where they don't wear clothes.
Now we're talking. Chippendale's Rescue Rangers was the famous chipmunk duo forming a team to help and save anyone in danger.
You mean Alvin and
Think of them
Chipmunks?
as an anti-Pinky and the Brain.
Nah, I haven't seen.
You know Chip and Dale,
Wow.
of course, but on top of that,
I don't,
there was
I
Gadget,
don't.
Zipper, and Monterey Jack. And while
Monterey
the show
Jack,
was
'cause that's a
memorable and extremely
cheese.
likable, it did suddenly make me realize the traditional team formula that lingered over most kids shows.
I'm sorry, it's a
For
steering
example,
wheel bottle cap.
You have the inventor, you have the muscle, you have the
Yeah.
leader, you have the goof off, and of course, the little cute one that's just so darn adorable. But let's be fair, this is when that
I was
formula was just
thinking about
starting
Full
to be
Metal
put
Alchemist
into
Brotherhood,
effect. And give the show credit for
No.
putting two popular characters on a team instead of just keeping it two people whose real voices sound like Babs Bunny and the crazy taxi guy fighting over the same woman.
Who?
I gotta hand it to you, Gadget. You were right about Tom after all.
Do they just speed them up?
I always believed in you.
Or they slow them down? Okay, they found out
Most of
how
the time
much
was
they're sped up.
Fighting off evil schemes, usually from the diabolical Fat Cat.
Hello,
Dialogue.
my galvanized feline friend.
And surprisingly,
As
he
Kirby
has
sends
no
me a
political
Snapchat.
tie-ins despite the fact that his name is in fact Fat Cat. Though I guess he does look a touch like Christopher Christie.
My $1 million dinner gone down the drain.
$1 million
While we're on the
dinner.
subject, did you know that Chip and Dale were actually modeled after Indiana Jones and Magnum P.I.? God.
Really? I
Totally
see
different
that now.
show if it matched their personalities too.
That would be
You
crazy.
stood up to be counted with the enemy of everything that the Grail stands for. Who gives a damn what you think?
Hey, did you come here just to abuse me?
The characters allow for a lot of inventive
Come on, Hardy Jack.
storylines and
He
ideas.
loves cheese. I'm not a big
Like
cheese
being
guy.
the Rowan equivalent of MacGyver. I mean, good God, just look at half the things she makes.
Yo, is that a hair dryer on a skateboard? Or maybe there might be a penny board.
Hey, Tamara, can you make a car out of a skateboard and a hairdryer?
No. All I
Duct
can do is
tape?
a Chevy
You can't.
pickup truck sculpted out of rubber and ice.
You're an insult to the craft!
Hey, it's more of a
A
car
lot
than
of
I have
characters
right now.
went their way to learning some good lessons too. Like
That
always
Dodge chair
be
nose
yourself,
first
have
into a
confidence
concrete
in
wall
your
on the
work,
interstate. It's fun.
Don't join cults. Yeah,
I don't
there
join
was
a cult.
actually an
Oh,
episode about
God.
the dangers of following a cult.
And drinking the
I
Kool-Aid.
think like most kids around my age, found out what a cult was by watching this episode.
I did not
Hey,
know
it's
that. I
better than
just
finding
knew that
out
it was
other ways.
the
He
cult
had
of death.
more cheese wedges than he could count, but he's far richer in spirit now that he's giving up all his wealth to be fizzed.
It's actually pretty clever
Fizzed.
social satire. A group of mice mistake a cola commercial, you know, the ones that always say you don't belong unless you buy our product, and they turn it into a literal interpretation.
Ah, we were all lost.
We don't
once
belong.
Before we found the cola cult.
And I'll be damned if I can't remember one algebraic
They even
equation
call it a
from all
cult,
my
at
days
least.
of school, but yet years later, I still remember every fucking word of the Cuckoo Cola song.
Maybe they were too young for this. When was this actually going on? What year was the Disney afternoon?
It was cute, it was clever, it had characters we could never forget, it was a whole lot of fun.
I mean, I've never seen them, so. I think Chip and Dale's, I think of the
We then moved on
like
to a
the
show
shirtless
with a
guys thing
familiar character
that
who's
kidnapped
a
my friends in
bumbling
Vegas.
pilot with his gigantic plane and
Just
the
walking
timeless
beside and all of a sudden,
environment that
they're
he
gone.
inhabited. I'm talking, of course, about the Jungle Book.
Yep, never seen that either. Oh my god, this episode's gonna be nothing of stuff I've never heard of. Or never even, yeah, I've never heard of. Never seen.
Not because of the plot itself.
Comments are
but
gonna
the
be brutal.
delivery pilot
I read 'em all.
battles air pirates along with his sidekick. Kid.
Pineapple.
Why the Jungle Book characters? It's like having the cast of Bambi in a film noir. It doesn't add up.
Never seen Bambi.
Well, maybe part of it is that, surprisingly, Jungle Book, after inflation, was the 4th highest grossing
Nope.
Disney film at that time. So I
Oh,
guess
really?
they figured
What are
it
the
made
highest?
sense to give them their own show. But even
Has
then,
that
there's
changed?
only 3 characters that ever made it in: Baloo, Louie, and Shere Khan. Where are the other guys? Wouldn't it be great to see Ka in there? Or
It's not even a jungle at that
Ka?
point.
But then again, to their credit,
They just want the
maybe
snake,
that's all
the
they
nope rope.
needed, as the rest of the characters stood on their own quite nicely.
Danger Noodle.
Kid was sort of the everyday kid you
Danger
wanted to
Spaghetti?
be, especially when he was flying around on that glider thing. He's kind of like an adorable
Goku.
green goblin. I mean, more
Oh,
adorable
okay,
than he
well.
already is.
Blue told me never to talk to strangers, and I've never met anybody stranger than you.
Ooh.
Kid.
There was Rebecca, who ran the business, who a lot of people didn't like, but honestly,
Why?
I think she's a perfect comic foil. Just look at
She
all
reminds
his
me of Miss
reactions
Pauling.
when Baloo tries to disguise his friend as a scientist.
Guten Tag, bonjour.
Guten Tag.
What are you doing in that
German all of a sudden.
Ach, you have me confused with someone entirely not myself. I'm Dr. Sven Philippe Gesundheit, BVD.
Gesundheit.
You mean PhD?
Oh, that too.
She even plays along in finding ways to teach Baloo a lesson for trying such a lazy scheme.
Like what? What was the point?
Just checking to see if you've landed on Mars yet.
Yeah, and it's bedtime here.
You should be out there
Why?
exploring, collecting specimens. Now don't you dare come back without a cargo hold full of plants and animals. Oh, and while I have you,
Plants
I don't know.
from
She
Mars?
didn't bother me.
Excuse me?
What did bother me, though, was her kid, Molly. Was
she had a
sort of
kid?
like a Webby 2.0.
I'm not Molly. I'm Danger Woman. Here
Danger
to inspect
Woman?
My secret headquarters.
She was just as annoying, just as cutesily pandering, and just as inconsistent in her appearances. Sometimes Rebecca needed a sitter for her, other times she was nowhere to be seen. Where the hell did she go in the middle of those episodes?
Yeah, daycare for filler.
I think she was just an unused
Kids.
gummy bear that they decided to fit in somewhere.
You
Fair
stay
enough.
away from my mommy. Molly.
Needless to say, any
Kids don't hurt that much. My nephew tries to hit me all the time, and it's just nothing.
Just wait till you tune in next week. Same danger time.
Same danger time. That's not a nuke.
And then of course there's Don Carnage.
Don Carnage knows all.
I don't like his voice.
Pirate needs to know, you know?
Oh,
you sort of shouldn't have been like that.
How does one describe Don Carnage? Imagine if Ricky Ricardo got fed up with his wife, took his Caribbean band, and just started robbing the shit out of people. You got pretty much as hilarious a villain as you can conceive.
Fetch me the nasty bird, idiot.
Okay, and these people follow him.
What a lousy place for a wall.
A lousy place for a wall? Me on the interstate. Well, more or less a chair, but...
And I know what you're thinking, yeah, he's a pirate, he's a bad
Still
guy,
hit a
so
wall.
that would be good for kids, but hey, pirates were kind of the first forms of democracy. I mean, come on, all his pirates have different accents, and hell, I think Don Carnage has like 8 different accents in his one voice.
You had better get that annoying bird back here.
I can barely understand what he says. Also, it takes 2 people to hold back a child.
Kids about being together with all sorts of different races, even if you are a million different races in one somehow. It can work. Disney, make it happen.
Oh, little britches.
Sure.
Say it isn't so.
For such a strange combination of characters and timelines, Tailspin had a great feel, charming characters, and enough air battles to keep any kid happy.
Air battles? Tailspin. So it's not Jungle Book, it's called Tailspin.
But sadly, this would spell the end for Disney's phenomenal run.
No, it wouldn't.
You didn't like Darkwing Duck?
How dare you indicate I don't like Darkwing Duck? Do I have to get out my people who don't like
Oh.
Darkwing Duck gun?
Do people not like Darkwing?
Talking about the fact that they never did a good Disney Afternoon and Capcom game again. I mean, come on.
What?
Blue's head is the size of the plane? That's just dumb.
Well, then why don't you just explain what Darkwing Duck is for those who don't know?
This video is long.
Which is obviously not me.
What is... There's so many duck cartoons I've never even heard of, yet I'm Duck.
In the night. He is the noun that verbs your other noun. He
That hat is way too big.
Yeah,
How is it saying on his head?
Superhero was really nothing new. But part of what made Darkwing Duck so great
I'm sorry,
was
what?
that
The
majority
motorcycle
of the
just came
time,
out of the manhole
he
cover.
wasn't doing it because he thought it was right. He did it for the exact opposite reason any superhero
He thought it was
should.
wrong?
He did it for fame and fortune.
Oh,
really
God.
think about that. We've seen a ton of egotistical, funny
Okay,
villains,
okay,
but
Bakugo.
Disney has never really had a hero that was full of himself. Constantly looking for attention, and even sometimes endangering the mission so that he can get all the glory.
I had it all under control. Let me guess. You've come to hell. Everyone jumping on my crime-fighting bandwagon.
Voice actor's good. Wonder who his voice
Yeah,
actor
we've had a
is.
side character here or there, but this is a main character, a main Disney character, the focus of good morals. And yet
The
he
fight with
constantly
oars.
comes across as 100% egotistical in every single scene he's in. He
But
even
he's
provides
still
his
the
own
main character?
narrations out loud like a little kid.
Wait, does he really? Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, that's not very dramatic.
But maybe that's why we indulged him so much. It wasn't as much a nasty need for attention as much as like a little kid looking for attention.
Yeah,
Trying
not
to be
taking
the center by
too
being the
serious.
hero
Okay,
and
there's a
technically
gun.
following his dreams. Even
That
if it is
doesn't fly
misguided,
now, would it?
It's still well-meaning.
I should have worked with the team.
But Dad, the team needs you. They've been captured.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Some team they turned out to be. I guess I'll have to go save them.
He of course had
No,
side
well.
characters, like an excitable tomboy daughter named Gosselin, the return of
He had a
Ducktales
daughter?
character
How?
Launchpad,
Fake? Wrestling's fake?
and
Wrestling's
a slew of
fake.
pretty inventive bad, including a shocking rodent named Megavolt, a crime boss named Steelbeak, who I always thought was foul-mouthed.
Sound like
growing up.
Pokemon.
Maybe he lost his
I caught my
mind
first
by
shiny
swallowing
today.
drug lords or something. And his arch nemesis.
In my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke. I caught a shiny.
the
First time ever. I've been playing Pokemon for forever and never seen a shiny.
Little known fact: Jim Cummings' voice as Negaduck kills 5 puppies every single time he speaks.
I
Oh,
get the loot.
that's a lot of
I
loot.
said.
With the chainsaw, there's 4 of you.
Also, in my opinion, Darkwing was the first time we had a legitimately unique kid character in the Disney Afternoon. Not that the past
Why?
ones were bad, but they were just
How did
kind
Disney
of
Afternoon
typical,
work? Was it like the
nice
same
kind of
shows?
troublemaking generic kids.
Or was it like
There is only
one time
Godzilla.
spot that was just
She
all
is
these
wild,
different
She is
shows?
funny. She is always part of the action.
You'll get your own comic book out of it. You better call up Winnie the Ghoul right now. You aren't taking that lying down, are you, Launchpad?
That's bangs him. Oh, well, now he is lame.
And she compliments Darkwing perfectly, seeing how he has the dreams and ego of a little kid, and she literally is a little kid. So there's a legitimate connection as well as an arc for him to learn how to be a parent.
Wherever there's an evildoer evildoing, I'll be there.
I like how his beak did not move there.
The show was also great at satirizing everything superhero-oriented, while still being its own thing. How many of those analogies did he make up to describe how fearsome he is?
I am the metal key on the sardine can of justice. I am the
Never had a sardine in my life.
the lens
Don't
of
want
your
one.
projector. I am the wrong number that wakes you at 3 a.m. I am the
What?
parking meter that expires while you shop. I am the tube
Oh,
of
yeah?
titanium yellow that's impossible to open.
Darkwing Duck was one of the Disney Afternoon's best
They're
shows.
so specific.
Let's get dangerous.
I guess it's a
Before,
cartoon.
Sadly, its inevitable decline.
Decline?
To what?
What do you mean decline?
Oh no.
Well, like any ongoing series that
We're
we
zooming
love,
in.
what goes up must eventually come down.
Like what?
Well, we'll worry about that in the second half. For now, what do you say
Oh, the
we
second
all
half,
watch
okay.
commercials while eating some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fruit snacks?
Ew, you held on to those since the 90s?
Oh no, they're current.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
With
they
that,
still make
I'm
the.
gonna reconnect with My Little Pony.
Oh, you held on to that since childhood?
No, it's current.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna reconnect with my nostalgia by playing with my Transformer.
Did you get that out of your attic?
No, it's
current.
Well, let's do
nostalgia.
something that's not current by watching children's cartoons while talking over them.
They play on the nostalgia. No, he just got old. Hey, there used to be toys in cereal. They used to put toys in cereal. I'm not losing my mind. I'm not crazy. They used to put cool toys and gift cards and light up spoons in cereal boxes. And now you get like nothing.
That the Disney Afternoon went downhill after
Phones
Dark.
used to have headphone jacks.
Does that mean you hate Goof Troop?
No.
Phones didn't have
Good.
touchscreens. The Goof Troop. What? Is it Goofy and Goofy's kid?
Goof
I didn't know
Troop by
Goofy
no
had a
means
kid.
is a bad show. It's aired around Goofy and his son Max living in suburbia next to Pete and his family,
Who is the
PJ,
mother?
Peg, and Pistol. It still
How
has
are these
a lot
odd
of
characters
funny
having children?
humorous situations, and a big deal of heart. But this is back when Disney was trying to be kill. Just look at this music video that premiered with the first episode, and tell me you're
A
not
music
getting
video
that
with the Letterman jacket. What? Oh,
yeah.
God.
All the kids are gonna be
Oh,
doing the
no, like why was the fence there?
Goofy this week. I get the feeling the Mad Hatter's gonna
Yo,
steal a move or two
the
from
Mad-
this.
what? The head did not
Total
twist.
jigginess.
Oh wow, we used all the cool fonts. Green egg and
Aside
ham.
from maybe Kit wearing a backwards hat, which even then you could argue keeps the hat on better ways flying, the past Disney shows have
Yeah.
a timeless feel, just trying to tell good stories with good characters.
Nope, this one is 90s.
And
Just
aside
screams
from
90s.
this Wonder Bread, there's still this very strong indication that Goof Troop was the first time the Disney Afternoon was trying to be hip and with it.
And
Give him
it
the shades,
aged
have him ride a
terribly.
skateboard, have him be totally embarrassed by his dorky dad, because the 90s are so anti-authority.
Bubble tape is not part of a well-balanced diet.
Because of
It's
that,
not.
Max is not exactly
I'll
the
still
most
chew
interesting
gum.
character. He's sort of just some 90s stereotype kid we saw in most shows and movies around that.
No problem. First
Still
up, 200
chew
gorilla
gum.
burgers.
He's cool, but he can screw up. He has attitude, but possesses a good heart. He has a rocket hairstyle, baggy clothes, and he's into anything that's extreme.
I
Extreme.
feel like I'm losing a cherry on my sundae. The foam on my root beer.
But to the show's credit,
well-
he's not annoying per se. There's just not
He's just
much to it.
dated.
For me, the real focus of the show was on Pete's family. I wish the show
Why?
was just based on these guys. This is where the real comedy gold was.
Playing sick, eh? Well, you can't fool me, see? I was a fool way before you were born.
You have an overbearing father, a completely neurotic son, a half-kind but half-threatening mother, and a psychotic little daughter.
For following me on
Seriously,
Instagram.
Who names their kid Pistol?
Now go out there and
Name their kid Pistol?
I loved these guys. I wanted more of them.
Back there.
In fact, why couldn't they have the title of the show? Call it Pete Beat. Okay, title needs to work, but you get the idea. I
Pete
think
Beat.
because shows
I've heard
like
worse.
Home Improvement and Family Matters were just as popular with kids as they were with adults, there's this big push to throw away the wild imaginative worlds and stick to the all-too-comforting, all-too-boring realms of suburbia. And what fun is that in an animated show?
I guess if you're an animated show, you can do whatever.
What kind of adventures ever happen in suburbia?
What? What was that supposed to be? What was that supposed to be? Was that like Ghostbusters?
Goof Troop still got a few laughs and had enough enjoyable characters to keep it afloat.
Yeah.
Bonkers, on the other hand.
Bonkers?
While more city-based
What?
than suburban-based, Bonkers' problem wasn't that the location was horrendously
think I've heard of any
passe.
of these.
It's that the idea was horrendously
I don't think I've heard of a
passe.
single one of these, actually.
Now, tell me if this setup sounds familiar. A tune and a cop.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah!
Roger Rabbit. My reaction to that I did like a couple months ago. I had never even heard of it.
That's the first thing you're gonna think of. But hey,
It's actually one of my most
cool.
popular nostalgia creative videos
Remember
I've
how
ever
great
done.
It was to see all those famous cartoon characters walking around with Disney's endless library of unforgettables. Surely we'll see some of them here.
Famous versus, you know, me not knowing
I
any
saw
of them.
the Mad Hatter in the opening. I saw Dumbo for a second.
Oh,
They're
Dumbo.
watching Darkwing Duck on TV. That doesn't count! And literally, there's a whole episode where Mickey Mouse is kept in a carrier cage the whole time,
And he's
you
ferocious?
never see him. And I mean, never see him.
Why do you never see him?
Okay, here's a hard one. Play dead.
They just didn't want to animate him, or maybe it
What
had
is the
something to do.
purpose of having Mickey Mouse on your show if you're never going to show him? Did Mickey just want more money? Will
Why
you
is my
not
friend
come
trying
out
to
of his
FaceTime me?
trailer unless
My
they
friends
sell
drive me
his
nuts because they
sound?
try to FaceTime me on days I record. I record 2 days a week.
And surely Bonkers, the main character of the
Walking
show,
around
would
in circles.
no way be so annoying you'd rather smash a hammer against your ears to experience a more pleasant sound.
Electrocute me, burn me to a crisp, and blow up the police station? Where did I go wrong? Oh, how did I fail my pet?
Is he married to her?
Yes,
Yeah, his
Bonkers
voice
was
actor is
kinda
real.
like a mix between the Garbage Pail Kids and Snarf.
Never seen
yet
Garbage Pail
somehow
Kids.
They thought
Snarf?
audiences
I feel like
would
Snarf
want
was
to
in
return
another
to
one.
this.
We have to
Another
go to
video.
corkscrew a nasty imposter. How could those little monsters do this to me? I trusted them.
Even the side characters, one of them being a stick-in-the-mud cop who has no sense of humor.
Roger Rabbit.
I know!
Oh, well, yeah.
It's a little confusing because at least in Roger Rabbit, it was live action and animation. Here, it's all animation. So the wonder if it doesn't really stick out. I mean, yeah, you get the idea that all the drawn people are supposed to be real people, but let's
Yeah,
say
but
they
it's
come
not.
across a
Well, I'm sure this was
cartoon of
easier to make
Aladdin.
than Roger
You
Rabbit.
wouldn't know which one
Never
was
seen
supposed
Aladdin.
to be the tune and which one was supposed to be real, would ya? Which is why, I'm sorry to say, kids, there will never be an Aladdin and Bonkers crossover.
Aww.
Even Animaniacs, who share the same time slot, took a pretty
anybody
deep
ask
dig
for
at
that?
it
I don't
every
think
once in
so.
a while.
Ah, no wonder you like that bonkers show. That junk's rotting out your
Bonkers
brain
show.
there.
It wasn't funny, it wasn't creative, pretty much everything about it had already been done before. It was a show that was in desperate need of an eraser.
Wherever you are.
Okay, bye.
And thus,
Seemed very
if you would
meh.
ever do
That
anything
seems so
different,
mid.
Anything original or anything groundbreaking ever again. Okay, one.
What is that? Does that say Gregory's?
Gargoyles like Ducktales.
Oh, Gargoyles. That was the one I was thinking about earlier.
So
When I was thinking of like golems or whatever.
Looking back at the other shows Disney
Gargoyles.
was turning out and how
Which I believe was in
safe
the
they were
Deathbat
being
but I was like,
rolled
how have you
out,
never heard
it
of
hit me
Gargoyles?
More and more just what a unique risk Gargoyles kind of was for them. It was their first straight-on serious show. And their TV animation, which hadn't really done anything
Kinda gives me
quite
Teen
this heavy
Titan
or
vibes.
dramatic,
Maybe
stepped
just
up
'cause
its
it's dark.
act and really gave something that Disney shows weren't doing at that time. And debatably haven't really done since. It didn't need a hip-hop theme song or
It didn't need a
catchphrases
skateboard
to
or
be badass. It
crazy
just
fonts.
had to be badass to be badass. And that came from its strong heroes, its complex villains, and its dark, grim style. Also, half the cast of every Star Trek series ever made helps too. It was a fantastic show,
okay.
and we
Never seen Star
loved
Trek.
every single minute of it.
Gonna say that a lot.
Why?
Take a shot.
Because never once did
I'm
they
sure somebody's
ever
gonna say that.
rely
People
on
say it all the
any
time.
sort of cheap Disney gimmicks. We had Aladdin for that.
Aladdin? Wait, there was an Aladdin TV show?
I'll try not to step on too many toes, as I know a lot of people like this show. And in all
There was an
fairness,
Aladdin
it's
show?
Not a bad idea for a show. Aladdin offered a lot of great
I could have
scenarios
swore
that
there
could
was
be
an
taken
Aladdin
right out
movie.
of Arabian Nights. And I'll also give kudos that I actually do remember a lot of the characters they created. I remember Abi Small,
What?
Mirage, Sadira, Chaos.
Mirage, that's a
Aladdin
club.
with the girly lips. These were all cool creations that left memorable impressions. Strangely enough, the problems with the show were more centered on the main characters. Even though their popularity had already
But
made
did they
a
have
ton of
Robin
money in the
Williams voice
past.
the genie in
But
this
let's
in
be
the show?
honest, what made a lot of the original movies so great was its imagination and its humor. Here, we have the imagination, but instead of Robin Williams' improvisations, we get...
Hold it! Did you risk a boo on a bet?
You must show respect to the Simeon family.
Homer Simpson bombing at stand-up. And yes, that is
Wait.
Homer's voice, Dan Castellaneta, clearly giving it his
Really?
all. But the scripts he's handed gives him very little.
You get Homer Simpson instead of
Riley
Robin
and Jasmine
Williams?
are strong enough to hold
That's...
a movie, but
Ooh.
here they're so
I'm not sure how they thought
bland,
that
you
would
could replace
go.
them with an empty shell and Michael Eisner saying,
"That's you. You're doing that."
The monkey still sounds like a choking Donald Duck, and by Jesus on Broadway, there is way too much Gilbert Godfrey on this show.
Gilbert Godfrey. Why is that name so familiar?
Must be that new cream rinse I'm using. And a bitch mole fries my gizzard!
Why do people keep casting me as irritatingly annoying birds?
Wait, he's the Affleck Duck?
Two is a little strange, as half of it's trying to be realistic like
Fair enough.
Gargoyles, but then the other half is trying to be cartoony like Bonkers. So you end up with big, expressionless eyes on what looks like...
He's just standing there.
stretchy
He just died. He just had a stroke,
They
dude.
look more like flesh-colored Play-Doh than they do Aladdin. I'm not even sure it makes
Maybe.
sense. In the movie, they say they have to marry in 3 days, but they're still
Wait,
not
that-
hitched in the
they
show.
had to marry in 3
And if
days?
Aladdin is allowed
Wait,
to
they're
live
not.
in the palace now, how come he's still wearing the clothes he wore as a thief? Does Jasmine just really like the Middle Eastern male
Guessing
stripper
Aladdin
look?
was a thief?
I guess as a show based on a movie goes, it could have been a lot worse. But trying to capture that Disney movie feel seems to work better when you can expand with
It
your
was
main
a cash
character,
grab for the most
not
part?
be restricted by them. God, he looks unnatural.
Yeah, he looks like not a thought going on in his head. Just...
But not all Disney shows based on Disney movies have to be bad. They just have to have annoying themes.
Oh, Lion King. Oh, Timon and Simba. Timon
There's not
and
really
Pumbaa.
too
What
much
am I
to say
saying?
about Timon and Pumbaa either. Not because it's bad. On the contrary, it delivers exactly.
I've seen
what
The
it
Lion
promises.
King, okay.
It's Timon and Pumbaa in hijinks.
I think
goofy
I want to saw the
situations, and silly
second
scenarios.
one. I've seen the first one. And I've
That's
seen the
about all
live
you
action
needed,
one.
and that's about all delivered. The animation was fine, the timing was decent, and it never felt like it had to be too restricted to their environment. They could still do
That's a
fun,
talking whale.
cartoony things that fun cartoons usually do. It's totally serviceable. Hell, I dare even say they're a lot funnier here than they are in the movie.
Well, yeah. It's a show.
But sadly, for every Timon and Pumbaa, there's a Schnookums and meat.
What? Why is this run? That runs you a cat dog.
Yeah, I don't...
I wasn't a big cat dog fan.
Well, that's because we're starting to get into the half seasons. You see,
What do you mean
as
the
the
half
Disney
seasons?
afternoon started to lose its audience, it took one of their time slots and would constantly alternate in between shows. So Tuesday at 4 might be Bonkers, but Wednesday at 4 could be Gargoyles, and Friday at 4 could be Legend of Zelda. I mean Schnookums and me.
What?
This was part of their attempt
There
to
was a
just
Legend
throw
of Zelda
stuff at the
show.
wall to see what
Never played
sticks.
Zelda.
And did Schnookums
Not what I expected
and
to say
meat
this time.
stick?
If by stick, you mean I like to impale them on something very sharp. Just look at this intro and tell me if it reminds you of anything. Anything familiar at all.
Ren and Stimpy.
Wait, what?
If
What
you
is
thought
that?
Bonkers ripping off
Never
Roger
heard of it.
Rabbit was bad. This was just uncomfortable. From the surreal animation to the paint drop backgrounds to the semi-realistic stills to the fact that it's a cat and a goddamn dog. It was pretty
What, is this supposed to be Tom and
fucking
Jerry?
painful. It's like watching a kid dance well and then another less talented kid says he can do the same thing and then
he
ends up
doesn't.
copying a terrible cartoon show. And let me tell you, if you thought Bonkers was annoying, take a listen to this.
Why is there an angel there?
Protect the house from intruders.
Oh, yeah? Well, I think you're too stupid to know otherwise.
Okay,
Oh.
I am not stupid.
Okay.
I am not stupid. I am not stupid.
Hey, did you hit him again?
Malcolm's just gone. No.
No, I think he's just reacting to the sound of their voices.
So horrible!
The animation
Someone got
is
paid
still
for that.
Disney too, and even though they're trying to be different, it's still clearly out of their
It's
comfort
rough.
zone. It still looks
It's so
a little
rough.
too polished and safe to be anything like the all-out insanity that Ren and Stimpy gave us. The creator of the show went on to do Eek the Cat, which also had a Ren and Stimpy
What?
feel, but was still unique enough to be called its own show.
Yo.
This is the equivalent of a video game reviewer seeing another
I feel like
video
he's just
game
making
reviewer
some of
trying
these
to
up
do
sometimes.
Exactly the same thing, but not even coming close
'Cause,
to
like,
relaying your own
seriously?
punchline here. But as bad as this is, it still doesn't compare to the
To
final
what?
two shows desperate enough to cash in on what Disney considered at the time major attitudeness.
What show is that?
Oh no.
Quack Pack.
Quack Pack. Why are they ducks?
You know how Goof Troop kind of exploited speaking the language of our personality-deprived youth? Well, Quack Pack is the fucking parade for it. Just
So
look
what?
At this
It's like stereotypical 90s?
film strips? Why, that's not current in here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now
Okay,
this is
big
current.
TV that weighed like 9,000 pounds.
Louie. Oh, I mean,
I don't think that duck is forklift certified. Still makes no sense to
this'll
me.
teach that unhip adult not to be 15 years younger. Take that, not us.
If I was 15 years younger, I'd be 10. And a lot less traumatized.
Even the song sounds ridiculous, and I'm including by Disney standards.
I feel like quacking, so I think I will.
What the hell
Okay.
does that mean? Who wakes
I don't
up
know.
and says, I feel like quacking today? Did I miss that thing?
I wake up
Did
and
I
choose
miss that
moo,
thing?
but
And there's your first problem. How do you make anyone called Huey, Dewey, and Louie cool?
I hate it. I
Well,
hate it. I
think
hate
the
it. I
thought
hate it. I
process
hate
is
it.
just to take the most popular of the three Home Improvement boys and just make 3 of them. No, I'm not even
Oh.
kidding. These kids have no personalities outside of Jonathan Taylor Thomas quotes and 90s poses.
I know Jonathan Taylor, the
Don't know
football
what
player.
90s poses are? I'll give you a run through. The I don't care pranksters. The I don't care belly layers. The I don't
Yeah.
care arms folded and or hands in pockets. The I don't care
Yeah.
shrug. Followed by the I don't care resting hands behind my head.
Yeah,
And
the
the constant I don't care leaning against anything I can lean against. But
including
they
each
don't need
other.
personalities because they use radical abbreviations like Uncle
Like
D.
what?
Ah, geez, what's your rap, Uncle D? But
We've got a room to clean!
Well, if it worked in the Brady Bunch and Sunny Delight commercials, surely your youth must be
Dude,
saying
the
it
fact that Sunny
nowadays.
D is actually Sunny Delight still blows my mind. I
Granted,
tell
it's not
people
like
that, and they're
they've
just like,
never
what?
used abbreviations before.
DW, could you give me a hand?
But something about those initials just has a good ring to it.
DW? Yeah.
The stories mostly seem to center
Why are they
around
looking at him like he's
weird
crazy?
experiments, superheroes, top secret missions, pretty
Was
much
this like
anything
Phineas
they
and Ferb?
wanted. Which would be great if you wanted to
think.
see
I
any
don't
of
know,
these
I've seen Phineas
characters
and
go
Ferb.
through any of those. You don't.
I know he's like a
because
scientist.
It's fucking Huey,
and a
Dewey,
talking
and Louie.
platypus. Or maybe
Yeah,
doesn't
without
talk.
the incredibly rich duck or the incredibly funny duck. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are not interesting characters. I love to see Darkwing Duck go through all of this. I love to see the Rescue Rangers go through all of this. But those were great characters I wanted to follow.
But
these are
not
just the
these
Jonas
three.
Brothers if even less personality was required from them.
so many comic
Oof.
books, so little time. You guys ever think maybe we should quit reading all these comics and do something?
Imagine knowing how to read.
Someone's been reading self-help books again. Pitiful.
So there's no
Okay.
other way to put it, people. This show is pretty bad.
Extreme. It's extremely bad. I'll get people to watch.
So after their attempt at making has-been ducks look cool, they tried something different?
I guess. I hope.
That would indicate that Disney would not be 5
Soreness.
years behind what's popular. And in the late 90s, they were all about that.
I mean, I own
The
Disney
Mighty
stock.
Ducks.
I've been to Disney World like 4 times. I've been on a Disney cruise. Mighty Ducks. Wait.
I guess because they knew ducks were gonna be the big
That's the Anaheim
show for
Ducks
a
logo
while.
to use sometimes.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be
I've
saying
seen
Ducks
the
rock
actual
this
Mighty
year. This'll be
Ducks
much better
movie.
than Fish Rule or Logs Are Totally Radical Tubular Some. We were given a show.
Too bad the
based on a
Anaheim
movie
Ducks are
5 years old that had nothing to
basically.
do with the movie that
Yeah, I've
was
seen that
5
movie.
years old. In fact, the connection is so vague that you kind of
Yeah, the
wonder
Anaheim Ducks
how
are
the
really
hell
bad.
they got this set up. It's actually kind of intriguing.
Hey, I'm an inspiring show creator, and I wanted to make a series based on the Mighty Ducks.
The kids with
Okay.
the hockey team?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. Except, can we make the kids ducks?
Well, it is a kid's
Why?
show, so I guess that's okay.
And they're
Can
gonna
we make
be
them teenagers because little kids wanting to be teenagers is really big right now?
Professional
And can we
duck
have them
hockey
fighting
players.
aliens in another dimension where there's nothing but ducks
Space
and
Jam?
hockey is more of a side thing?
I mean, that has nothing to do with my idea.
But it has everything to do with my idea. I'm glad we found a compromise. Hug me! Ow! And yes, that is the story. They
That's
come
the story,
from a
that's the
dimension
plot.
Where everything
At least
is
they used that
obsessed
logo.
With hockey. Heck, even the asteroids look like
hockey
pucks
pucks.
because they didn't want to seem uncool. And dimensions are crossed between our
hockey
world
is
and
cool.
the world populated
Hockey's
by
crazy.
ducks.
I love hockey.
Oh, sweet
I'm a
Jesus,
Penguins
it's
fan,
Howard the
so.
Duck all over again. Quick!
Oh, God, Howard the Duck.
Tim Robinson's. Once again,
What
the
did
main
he
characters
say?
came
I
down to
still
the
don't
typical
know.
team stereotypes. Except this time, it truly was dated. Including the stern leader, the
Like
muscle,
colors.
the goof-off, and...
You dunderheads can't steal a simple piece of aluminum oxide.
Tim Curry?
Aluminum oxide.
Okay,
Wait, Tim
the
Curry?
only advantage
Like,
it has is that
it,
Tim
Tim
Curry
Curry?
is the villain. And the only bigger advantage than that was that Tony Jay, the voice of Frollo, was his
I don't know who
second-hand
Tony
man.
J is.
That simple piece of aluminum
That voice is
oxide
really
has
dark.
A very complicated
That voice is really
alarm
deep. It's
system.
what?
Okay, I am totally pro Tim Curry and Tony Jay sharing any scene under any circumstances.
The battle is on to see which one of our voices can get women to orgasm first.
Well, that should be easy. My voice is 10 times deeper.
But
Are their
my
voices
voice
really
is
that,
so
like...
much
Are their
sexier.
voices
I
that
make the
attractive?
book sound juicy.
I can wear women's clothing and still be hot.
We can even sound sexy saying the most non-sexy thing ever.
Ducks rock.
Ducks rock? Thank you.
God, that really does suck the cool out of everything.
My rolling Congo is sounding good about now.
Like I said,
His
it
role
was
in
stupid,
what?
it was painful, it
Congo?
was beyond force, and it
Sorry,
was
was that
the
an eagle?
final nail in the coffin that killed the Disney afternoon.
I guess it was a 4 o'clock thing. Mighty
Well,
Ducks.
that's kind of a shame that everything ended up going downhill like that.
Well,
Is
in
it?
the end, it really doesn't matter because that's not what people remember the Disney afternoon for.
But I'm sure it's one of those things that nostalgia really
All
helps.
the comedy, all the colorful characters.
You know, if you
all
go
the
back and watch it
unforgettable
now, it's like, oh wow, this is
Everything has
really
to have
bad. But back in
bad,
time, you're
at
like,
least
oh my
they
god,
went
this is
out
so
on
great.
such a
Because kids like to see the good in
stupidly
things.
bad note, it couldn't be forgotten. The people who
And if you
remember
want
the
to
Disney
find good in
afternoon
something, you
remember it
will.
as something
You
to
find
look
bad in
forward
something, you
to
will.
after school. The shows that were there to greet them after such a long day. And that was its
And that's
secret.
why I upload
It
my
wasn't
videos at like
badass
4:30.
threatening or consumed by what was popular.
You used to
It was
upload them at 4:20,
welcoming,
but you can't
friendly,
schedule
and
them to go
smart.
live at
We
4:20.
realized early on that the way to become popular is not following the rules that everybody else is doing, but redefining the rules. Heck, playing a whole different game. And with all the effort put into these
That
awesome
plane is
shows,
definitely crashy.
they're still gonna stick with us even years
Oh,
after
this has been a
they've
long
pulled
video.
off the air.
Not a lot of recording today. Oh, so they had a whole thing for Disney Afternoon.
Disney Afternoon is over. Now what do we
Malcolm
do?
hasn't got hit in a while.
Son, you do your homework right now.
Oh,
Your butt
that's
is what I'm gonna kick if you don't get
Rest
to your
in peace.
algebra.
Rest in peace.
Oh, you gotta do your
Miss Walker.
homework.
You too, Malcolm.
Mom?
Oh wait,
That's right. You better get your.
wait,
butt
they actually got his
right
mom?
You got my mom?
No, I wanted to be authentic.
Wait, did you get mine too?
No, she was all the way out in California and I was too lazy to get a ticket. So I got your grandma.
Oh.
Yo, lady,
Wait, what?
You be
Oh,
getting
wow.
your eyes into them books, or I'm gonna be getting this fist into your eyes.
That's
Like
not
a-
very grandma-like.
Grandma.
Don't make me wear
Hey,
my
Grandma.
boot upside the downside of your backside.
Wow, she's like the white-black grandma we all have.
Ducks rock.
I don't have one of those.
I'm the nostalgia critic and playtime's over. Go do your homework.
I didn't do homework even when I was in school. Somehow still graduated in the top half of my
listening
class.
to music because of course it helps you study so much better.
I mean, it does. When I'm editing videos, I'll listen to music whenever I don't actually have to listen to the video itself. I literally edit videos in an order. Also, why does the AirPods have wires? It's weird. And then we have the super loud outro. That I most of the time bring down the volume so you're not, so you're not actually, hearing the super loud outro music, the guitar riffs. Oh man, today is gonna be crazy. Like, we're gonna have this video, we're gonna have 7 Deadly Schmucks. That's a lot of content in one day. Charity?
Ducks rock!
What? Oh, Ducks rock. That was it. That's what he said. Duck rock. Okay, so that was a Disney afternoon. I bit the bullet. It's 44 minutes long. It was interesting to say the very least. I didn't know any of these shows existed. Well, Gargoyles. That was a death battle that people told me about. I had no idea there was an Aladdin show. I didn't know there was Quack Pack. I didn't know about the Goofy show. Didn't know they made a Timon and Pumbaa show. Didn't know there was a Mighty Ducks show. Didn't know about Darkwing Duck. I think somebody mentioned it before. God, I didn't know about the Gummy Bears. I didn't know about Tailspin. Literally knew about literally none of these until I started like reacting to videos and nostalgic creative videos and stuff like that. So that was really enjoyable. Leave some comments down below. If you sat through this entire video, you are a champ. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. I hope you're subscribed. We're close to 60,000 subscribers. That's crazy to think about. But hopefully I made your day just a tiny little better. I'll be streaming at 5 p.m. with some Minecraft Monday, of course. Working on my giant mountain library thing that has like a waterfall, river, and lake that's like natural. It's incredible. It's going to take so many books. I'm building it right now. It's something I've always wanted to do, and it looks so cool. So I'm doing that at 5 p.m., 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So on Minecraft Monday. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Shout out to the patrons, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. But until next video, take care, and cue the music.
We were playing